Hello car collectors, a very, very exciting day once again, back in one of my favourite places, which is the Brisbane Ferrari showroom. Having just undergone a new renovation, it looks absolutely fantastic. As you can probably tell by the cheeky grin on my face and a car next to me under the covers, it is one of my own car collection days, and I am very excited to share that with you. But as we always like to do, what I think the best thing to do while Franco is handling all the registration papers and getting that ready for me to take this car on the road today, we have a quick look through the showroom and see what they've got here in Ferrari Brisbane. Right, in the showroom today, we've got the Ferrari Roma hard top. Nice colour. Actually, I was surprised. That actually really suits it. It's an interesting Ferrari, but for me, it would be the Spider that is behind you. For me, this is a very classic, classy look. That's probably the option that I'd go for. Over here, we've got the SF90, which is was their flagship, still might be their flagship. Obviously, the V8 and hybrid combination. My thoughts on these is give it a few years, let a little bit more of the depreciation curve kick in, and these are actually going to be a bit of a bargain. Price on this one is $1,099,000 at the moment, so it does depend on what your definition of bargain is. Now, behind over here is an amazing car that we really can't show too much of because this is a client car. It is here just while they're getting it road registered. A little bit more difficult because they only made these in left-hand drive. And it is the absolutely stunning Ferrari Daytona. I only know of a few of these in Australia. I can't imagine there would be any more, but this is, in my opinion, one of the most beautiful Ferraris that they have ever made. Time for the big unveiling. I've been waiting for this car for almost 2 years. Obviously my spec. I haven't gone too crazy on this one, and I might explain that in a later video. Franco, amazing dealer. This is the third Ferrari I've bought from him. Feeling a bit under the weather today, so he's asked me to run through all the spec sheets, but he must be on film to do the big unveiling, so please do so, sir. I knew it would look good with the carbon rims. I knew that would change it. That is amazing. It looks stunning. That is such a pretty, pretty car. First one in red, and I think the right one to do in red because of the sculpture of it. You know, the rear, everything, it really just does suit the red. Black and red, yeah. And something that I didn't think I'd see ever on my license plate, and I didn't know they do this, you've actually got EV. Can I take that off? Is that illegal to take that off? Oh, you're not allowed to. I can, yeah. Oh yeah. Sure. Well, it'll read VE because if I crash, it'll probably be upside down. It's not my intention. Cool. All right. Well, thank you so much, mate. All right. Appreciate it. 100%. Right, now I've got over my initial excitement of receiving the car. Thought I'd just run through some of the specs. Now, I haven't gone crazy on this. I haven't gone mental with exterior carbon fiber, and we're gonna save that story for another time. But one of the cool things I like about this is the key. This is just so cool. There's a slot inside for it. But as we look at the car, obviously, I really have not seen many Ferraris without the Scuderia shields on the side. That is a given that you need to do it. I did obviously take the standard rims that came with it. We'll see if we can find some B-roll image of that. I already had the carbon rims. So this has the carbon rims on, but I went for a red and black theme, really simple, really elegant. So the standard rims I have had painted. Around the rear, and I've just gone through this with Franco because I thought it was different, but I was wrong. Because of the red and black theme, I've gone for the Ferrari logo in black, but they don't actually do the top Ferrari wording in black. This is in a frosted finish, not gloss. The only way you can get this in black is to go for the frosted finish. They won't do it in gloss. That's a Ferrari thing. Obviously, I can always plasti dip or however they do it and change that. Makes it fully removable, but I think that will work with the red and black theme. As we go inside the car, obviously keyless entry, walk over, it unlocks itself. Open this up. The main thing for me is the carbon fiber seats. I've had these in the last 2 Ferraris that I've owned. They are extremely comfortable. Now, the interesting thing is, you can tell I'm not a big guy. However, I always get the seats in the large size because, and I don't mean to label Ferrari buyers in any way, shape or form, but I figure that the person that eventually buys this off me might be a bit older, might be a bit larger. So if I went for the perfect seat for me, it might not fit and I'm ruling out potential buyers, which I don't intend on selling this car. This car is an investment, it's not a flip, but it just makes good financial sense to do things like that. On the interior, we've gone for the carbon fiber steering wheel, the carbon fiber accents, and the LCD screen to the left, which was actually quite an expensive option on the F8 Spider that I had previously, is included for free. And that's pretty much it. However, I think it works. I did go for the Alcantara inserts in the doors just to break up the, the leather feel. But apart from that, it's not over the top. I'm really, really happy with it. I can't wait to get it out on the road. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably drive the car for a couple of weeks, then we'll jump in and we'll take it for a proper drive. This is a 3-litre twin turbo V6. Obviously hybrid assisted as well. 810 horsepower, 0 to 100, depends on which reviews you listen to. I reckon I'll be able to get it to 0 to 100 in 2.8, but we can test that as well. So stay tuned for that. I'm gonna go take it for a drive. Well, I almost forgot, one of the great things about buying these cars, or let's be honest, the greatest thing is actually buying the car, but Ferrari do offer amazing customer service. And I just share with you some of the little gifts and trinkets that you get when you do pick it up. Obviously, there's some beautiful red roses, which I will give to my beautiful fiance here, mainly to apologize for the drive home because I've been waiting for this for a while. But what we have here is, they used to be like a really nice wooden box, which I've got 2 of, but obviously they've made it a little bit more modern with the hybrid. It's a bit difficult to open. So what this is I will actually take it out so you can see it. It is a beautiful box, all done in matte carbon fiber. That's got your VIN number, the model number. Then we open up this little box here, and there is an exact replica of the car. So I mentioned before, obviously this doesn't have the carbon rims on it. These are the rims that I had spec'd. That sits in there. And then the key, which I've lost, sits in there. As you might have seen from previous videos, I used to have an F8 Spider, but unfortunately they didn't have models. So on this one, they were kind enough to give me a model of that, so that can go with my collection. They did have a model of my blue 488, so all of these sit obviously pride and place in my office. This, I am actually not sure what it is. I did have a sneak peek at these beforehand, but I thought I would leave this one up for a bit of a surprise. In here, we have a beautiful, what is it? It looks like a very nice drop, 2014. Some Scotch whiskey glasses. Fantastic. Let's hope they don't get broken on the way home because they're going in the car with me, so we'll have to make sure they're secured. Anyway, now time to drive the car. pretty quick. Bit of a shaky start, didn't hook up as well as I thought, but as soon as we got a bit of traction then, yeah, that's impressive. All right, guys, we're out today in beautiful Beachmont for the first official drive of the 296. I've had it for about 4 weeks now, probably only put 350 Ks on it. It's all been city driving. We've had some really crappy weather, and I didn't really want to take it out for its first official spin in torrential rain. So we've got lovely weather today, amazing backdrop. We've just come up the hill, had to stop at a cafe so wifey could get a wine because her screaming was making the driving a little bit too distracting. But we'll get some good shots in the car and I'll let you know what my first impressions are. Okay, so first impressions of a proper drive, amazing, but it was always going to be, wasn't it? All I've been doing is city driving or surface paradise driving in this up until now, and like with the other Ferraris I've had, extremely easy to drive. In automatic mode you can drive these, I'd say it's no different than driving a very fast Golf or something like that. But obviously when you get up into the hills like we are now, drop it down a gear and then you can really start to have some fun. The 3.9 litre twin turbo V6 combined with the hybrid engine, 820 horsepower, and you can feel every part of it. It is a rapid car. There is no such thing as turbo lag in this, none whatsoever. It does sound better than both the F8 and the 488. The 488, I put an exhaust on that and it sounded kind of similar to as it does now. A lot of people will say that it's a V6, it should have been a V8. It sounds really good and the performance is there, and it's, here we go, just absolutely instantaneous acceleration, and it sounds good as well. Obviously, like with all Ferrari, carbon ceramic brakes come standard, so stopping's not a problem at all. And it is an extremely well planted car. Now, I've got wifey in the car at the moment, so I'm not driving how I might have liked to, but I am absolutely nowhere near, you know, taking it too far. I think you could probably drive an extra 30-40% harder than I have been today. And don't get me wrong, we have had some fun and still be totally fine. The traction control, everything that this car has, all derived from F1 technology. It's just an extremely easy car to drive very, very quickly. The interior, I love. I went for a really basic black carbon seats, red stitching, very neutral, very nice place to be. And we've only found out about this today. In the settings, you can change the rev counter. I've got it on yellow or giallo, as I think they say in the settings. It's just a beautiful car. I mean, I think the next thing that I'm really going to be able to have some fun with is a track day. Now, the problem with track days is if you bing it, you don't have any insurance. Or you can pay quite a lot of money for track day insurance. But I used Ferrari for insurance on this car, not only because they were surprisingly the cheapest option, and you don't often say Ferrari and cheapest option in the same sentence, but they were the cheapest. I think it was about $5.5 grand a year, which is reasonable for a $700,000 plus car. But if you do a Ferrari track day, you do get track insurance at no extra cost. So that's really going to let me go out and stretch its legs, and I can't wait for that. But for the moment, I think I'm going to drop it down another gear, have a bit more fun.